In a year already full of horror sequels, prestige thrillers, and franchise villains trying to outdo each other in shock value, Dangerous Animals arrived without fanfare, but left a mark that's hard to shake. The film may not be the most ambitious genre outing of 2025, but it's home to what might be the most disturbing movie villain of the year so far.
Oopsie.
Tucker, the shark tour operator turned methodical serial killer, played with unsettling ease by Jai Courtney. They tell you the monster is the shark, the teeth, the ocean, the red bloom in the water. But Dangerous Animals knows better. It knows monsters talk soft, offer you a fin key, smile like they've survived something. Then they turn, and you're already chained. You don't watch Tucker the way you watch villains. You know how some killers are written like math problems? Like, here's the trauma, here's the twist, here's the costume. Not Tucker. He isn't a metaphor. He isn't a puzzle to solve. He's just a man with a boat, a shark cage, and a look in his eyes that says, "You trusted the wrong smile."
Welcome aboard.
And if you sit through this film thinking the scariest thing is underwater, you weren't really watching. Sean Byrne's Dangerous Animals begins in broad daylight, beneath the sun-drenched waters off the Gold Coast. A couple of unsuspecting tourists, Greg and his pregnant friend Heather, board a small charter boat for what they believe will be a thrilling but safe shark diving excursion. Their guide is Tucker, a rugged and charismatic captain who casually reveals the jagged scars across his torso as evidence of surviving a shark attack. At first glance, he is every bit the mythic survivor, charming, weathered, and unthreatening in his ease. Then, without warning, he murders Greg and feeds his body to the sea. No scream. Just Tucker, calm as the tide, watching the blood fade into the blue. That's the rhythm of the film. Slow kindness, sudden cruelty. He runs a tourist front called Tucker's Experience, like it's a wellness brand. But it's not about healing, it's about control. He tells strangers how a shark tore through his torso, and they look at him like a miracle. But the real damage isn't across his ribs. It's buried somewhere deeper, somewhere that curdled. The attack didn't humble him. It made him hungry. Made him believe he was chosen, not lucky. And that belief, that's what makes him deadly.
You are looking at a genuine, walking, talking miracle.
He doesn't just kill people, he stages them. Drugs in the food, shackles on the wrists, cameras rolling. He ties your life to a harness and lowers you into the sea like it's part of some sacred rite. Not fast, not merciful, just slow enough for you to understand that this is how it ends. The sea gets hungry and feeds them to sharks like he's feeding gods. And when the gods are done, he keeps a tape. A little something to remember the worship. And he gets to watch. That's the part he loves, not the blood, the watching. Tucker films everything on old VHS tapes. Not because he has to, because he wants to. There's something about the grain, the hiss of tape, that makes it feel more his. Like he can freeze time, like he can own it. There's a shelf of these tapes, names, screams, bits of hair sealed in bags, and when you see them, it clicks. This man doesn't think he's doing something wrong. He thinks he's documenting something holy. The rest of the movie, it holds up, it's fine. Hassie Harrison's Zephyr gives you a reason to keep watching. Josh Huston's Moses brings a little heart. They move through the story like survivors usually do, clinging to whatever will float. But every time Tucker's off screen, you're waiting for him to come back. Every silence feels like him listening. Every shadow feels like him standing just out of frame. Jai Courtney's Tucker is the most disturbing villain I've seen on screen this year. Not because he's loud, not because he's clever, but because he feels real in a way that most monsters don't. He doesn't feel written. He feels possible. The film never indulges in the why, and that lack of explanation is part of what makes him so effective. We're never let into his psyche because there's nothing to understand. There's only his presence and the sickening certainty that once you're in his boat, you're already dead.